Good morning from Chicago. This is day 2 of Microsoft Ignite, and there has been a day before, right? So,
Yep.
Ugur and Ollie, what was your highlight so far?
Yeah, I have multiple highlights. The Windows 365 Link device is one
definitely.
highlight, and for my field Intune, I have seen that the advanced analytics topics is getting better. The features are improving, and that's my highlight basically.
And what about you, Ollie?
Yeah, I'm always curious about the Intune stuff, as you know. I find it very interesting that there are not too many sessions this year on the Intune side, but I still found some nuggets which are very nice to see. Some logical extensions from good things which need to be improved, like the app model gets some enhancements. Then we have some Copilot integration there, which is kind of nice regarding to the KQL stuff. I think there's some good things we will see in the near future. I think they will get released shortly after Ignite. I've not seen them right now in the console lining up, but yeah.
Yeah, so what they did was they told us in the book of news and on the tech community blog post that they have published themselves, they say that most of the features will be available with the November update version for Intune. But what I like is that they focus on this data layer. They try to provide more context, more data for devices and other identities and objects in Intune. So that's really great. And also the KQL part is, I'm a huge fan of KQL, right? So that's great. That's great. And it's also, you don't even have to know KQL. They offer you the natural language to KQL capabilities. But I think that's only possible if you have Copilot, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah, maybe one more reason to get Copilot or...
But honestly, that's really a obvious use case.
Yeah.
So writing KQL is not something very natural for people, but language writing and then give me, I don't know, these specific properties from these specific machines, and then directly getting a proper KQL syntax out of this, that's really, I think that's really beneficial.
Exactly,
really.
Exactly. And when Intune admin is working with the portal, right? So maybe a question was like, show me all devices with a specific OS version.
Yeah.
Maybe older version that you want to upgrade to a newer version, right? Or your security colleagues are saying, hey, why are you guys still administrating old devices or old OS versions? So you can basically find those devices. We all know that there are also other capabilities, so you can also use the Intune reporting for such things, right? But the most interesting here is that you can follow up with actions based on the output that you get. So that's really the biggest news actually that I think has dropped yesterday. So let's see what today drops. But
I think there's even something more to add to this, because they are, as you said, the data model is getting better and better. They announced enhanced inventory capabilities. So the data in itself within the Intune ecosystem is getting more richer and richer and richer.
Yep.
And they even announced that they will extend the inventory capabilities to the cross platforms. When we combine all this now with KQL, Copilot, and much more data access to it, then the story by itself gets more complete, because finally in the end you might really get something out of these. Hey, I want to ask the system for something, and it can cross-query all the devices, everything, which wasn't really possible in the past because you only had these few data points. So now it's getting more and more complete, and that's a good direction.
the data that they're collecting now has been a huge gap for the last years, right? Since Intune is existing basically. So they're trying to close that gap. I think there are limitations. So if you run a device query on a device that is not online, it wouldn't work, right? So your reporting or your automation is kind of limited, and we also have to see how that's scalable on thousands of devices.
True. So as always, the final implementation will be seen how it works in every aspect. But I think it's a great direction.
Yeah,
where they are heading to.
So Thomas, it's your turn.
Yeah, you already mentioned Windows 365 link. Let's have a word on this one. So for me, a little bit surprised that they announced the hardware. I'm really looking forward to get more familiar with the security hardening and the lockdown that they made for this device. A little bit disappointed that Azure Virtual Desktop is not supported, so it seems to be something.
Is it not?
It is not, so it's only for everyone out there which is using Windows 365. But in the end of the day, it was a missing puzzle, right? So we had this cloud PC story, but no something like a full secured lockdown device to jump to the cloud PC. So I think it's a smart way to do that, and also nice way up for the portfolio. Now we have the Windows app on the different platforms, also with the capabilities with MAM. I think there was also an announcement about that one. And so that was one of my highlights. We have also seen the hardware, right?
Yeah.
And it was nice.
We have even touched it, right?
Yeah, we have seen all the, and it's really a lightweight device. So I was really surprised about that. So has a little bit of an Apple TV feeling.
Exactly.
So that was
The form factor.
yeah, the form factor. And alongside of that one, I spent a lot of time in the past month to be part of the public preview for exposure management. And there has been the GA announcement on Ignite. And I was really surprised, and in this way positive surprise from my side, that they have no add-on license for that one. So as soon you are using exposure management with your XDR, with your M365 data sources, it is included in the most licenses that I would expect that customers have already in use. And Ugur, you have also already joined some of the session, and it is really something what I see in a big potential to customer to have this turn on the lights moment to see what are my weak points. They did a great job in bringing new features like the hybrid attack path analysis, so you can also see lateral movement paths from on-prem to the cloud. And what was also really missing is to have a historic exposure data management. So to see what happens in the past couple of days and what has been changed. So really nice announcement.
So the announcements were great in the session yesterday.
Yeah.
I think one thing that sticked out for me also was the secure score handling.
Yeah.
So if Microsoft changes anything regarding how they value your scoring, and what we heard from customers was, hey, Microsoft changed something, and my secure score has also changed. But basically the infrastructure was the same, right?
Right.
And so what they did is I don't know what's actually called by Microsoft, but there's a step between, right? So you have your secure score right now, a new feature will be added in the future, but it will not be evaluated with your today's score that you have, right?
Yeah.
So there will be a time for those changes.
Yeah, and what is also something that I really like is they build a whole ecosystem around that.
Yeah.
And of course, that's the way how to make money with the product, because as soon you're integrating third-party data sources, then it becomes consumption-based billing for exposure management. But in the end of the day, it's great that if you have any inventory tooling, like ServiceNow or third-party security solution, it is really, I call it Bloodhound for everything. So you have really the attack path analysis for different data sources. And will be really interesting to see how it works in future with the additional capabilities that they spoiled here at Ignite.
Yes, you're more into these security topics, and when we look at Intune, right? So their focus was on those gathering data, more data, right? And I see the same happening for the exposure management part, right?
Yeah, and what I think is the major story, and that is something we should keep in mind that there's a normalization across the different platforms, not only within the Microsoft ecosystem, also with other vendors, and that will also enable Copilot and other additional layer to understand the relation of the entry points about the assets, and that would be, I think, really something we are looking forward to have really good data quality across ecosystems, platforms, and so on.
Yeah. Okay.
So, day 2, we are already dived into the first session. What are you expecting, or what are your plannings for today?
Yeah, so we went to or maybe Oliver start first.
Yeah, sure.
We were talking too much right now.
No problem. So for me, there are still some sessions left in the Windows and Intune ecospace. So I will definitely join them and see what's maybe coming up there. Maybe some big announcements which they are making there. I think a lot of announcements are already made in the tech community and the blog posts, but seeing them live demoed on the conference is still something really valuable. So I'm curious what they will come up later today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I will just go for all my Windows and Intune sessions later today. Hope you will join me.
Yeah, I will. I mean, there are not that many, right? So we do have some hours of gap between those sessions, but and can use the time to record this video, for example. The today's session with about Intune was also focused a bit on Mac OS and those shared device part or frontliners. I like how they are trying to focus also on the Mac OS part. I'm a huge fan of it, so I love what they do for Intune and Mac OS compatibility. So that's great.
Yeah, and actually it's really something which can be executed at the point in time.
Exactly.
So it was hard in the beginning, but still then it was kind of usable, and now we are in a state where it's really working, in my opinion.
We did a webcast or multiple webcasts about macOS management in Intune, and the most important thing here is, I think if you try to execute a action on macOS device with Intune, wiping, restart, or else, right, or configuring something, it's instant. And this is something they also focus on, right? This declarative device management. They mentioned that a lot today, so it's really exciting what they do right now.
Yeah, true.
Great.
Then?
Anything else to add?
Yeah, so today it's for me the Entra day, so I'm more focusing on Entra sessions, and we have Copilot for Microsoft Entra. Hey, so something
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, so everyone should have a look on that one in the Microsoft Entra portal as well. And I guess we have another video tomorrow, and take a little bit recap from day 2, so stay tuned. And with these words,
see you guys tomorrow.
See you. Cheers.